Hi everyone, it's Mackenzie, and today I am back, a little bit late, but I am back to do my 28-week update. Actually, it's going to be 27 and 28 weeks because I did not get around to filming my 27-week update on time, and by the time I was able to do it, I was so close to 28 weeks that I just figured I would wait a few days and do both at the same time. So I turned 27 weeks on February 10th and 28 weeks on February 17th. So today I am 28 weeks and 1 day. And I am officially in my third trimester, so that is really exciting. We are less than 3 months away from meeting this baby girl. Less than 12 weeks till my due date, so that is really exciting. And even if I go overdue, I don't think we have more than 3 months left because I am due on May 12th and it's February 18th, so I really don't see myself going that far overdue. Hopefully not. And I'm just really excited. I have had a rough week and a half, which I will get into in a minute, but first, the baby stats. So this week at 28 weeks, the baby is 2¼ pounds-ish. So that is crazy. That's so big. I actually had a friend whose baby was born not quite 3 pounds. So it's crazy to think that this baby is probably getting close to that size, especially since I do have a history of like larger babies, so that's the average, and my babies tend to be born about 2 pounds heavier than the average, so I'm guessing that my baby could be 2½, maybe 2¾ pounds at this point. 14.8 inches long, so about 15 inches, which is awesome. The average at birth I think is 19, so getting really close. Baby is just growing a lot, and there's just going to be so much tremendous growth this last trimester. I already feel so huge, and I know that I'm just going to get so much bigger, and it's going to be insane. But I'm really excited. I'm so thankful to be in the third trimester now. You know, as you know, like after the miscarriage, first trimester was kind of rough for me. Sorry, I'm getting emotional even talking, and I haven't even said anything yet. But the first trimester was kind of rough, like just being a little on edge, a little nervous, and then also just like overwhelmed with emotions. And so thankful for this new baby, this rainbow baby. And then the second trimester was really good on me, honestly. Like for the most part, I had a great second trimester, and now I'm into the third, and I'm just happy that, you know, my baby is viable and healthy and could probably survive even if I gave birth now, which I hope that never happens and I always go full term, but it's just good to know. And everything is just going really well. Other things going on with the baby this week is that they can see light filtering through the womb, so if there's like you're in the dark and you turn the light on, they might be able to notice that it gets a little brighter in there. They're also making tons and tons of neurons in the brain, so lots of brain development going on right now again, and they are adding body fat, which is going to help them regulate the body temperature at birth, which is good. So for my weight and how I was doing at 27 weeks, so a week ago yesterday, I weighed myself and I was 182, which means I had gained 3 pounds that week, which is a lot more than I had wanted to, but I had kind of eaten not the greatest, and not even that I had eaten so bad, but I had eaten a lot. Like my appetite really increased a lot, and so I was shocked that I had gained 3 pounds. Not too happy about it. And then that night, the night that I turned 27 weeks, I got so sick and I threw up just a ton, probably 7 times in one night, which is I think more than I've ever thrown up in my entire life combined. Like I don't ever throw up hardly. And so that was terrible. And then I had like 2 or 3 days of really just not eating much of anything, and I was also having bathroom issues, and it was just no fun at all, and I just felt terrible, and I wasn't eating much. And so this week at 28 weeks I weighed myself again, and I was 181.2, so I actually had almost a pound loss this week. But I am almost positive that's just from the first part of the week, me being so sick and throwing up, and I probably lost like several pounds just from being sick. And then once I started feeling better and my appetite is better and it increased, I was starving, so I started eating a bunch again. So it ended up being that I lost a little less than a pound this week. Now at 28 weeks, that puts me at a total of 18.2 pounds total gain so far this pregnancy. So I am okay with that. I feel like I'm doing all right there. I am praying that I don't get sick like that again because it was awful, but I think that my body was just getting rid of toxins. Honestly, I was not sick. I didn't have a fever. I didn't have anything else. I just was purging. My body was just purging everything, and I even was having like some strong Braxton Hicks contractions. But once I did all my throwing up and once I went a couple days without eating much, I felt tremendously better, and I didn't do anything really. So I think my body just took care of it, and I'm doing good now. New symptoms since my last update. Nothing super new, but I have still been having Braxton Hicks contractions. They are pretty frequent, especially after exercise or anything that's kind of strenuous. Kids up the stairs after church when they fall asleep in the car, I'll start having Braxton Hicks contractions. Carrying groceries, I'll start having Braxton Hicks contractions. Going on a walk, I'll start having Braxton Hicks contractions. I don't remember having them with my other kids. Maybe I did, but I do not remember it. But this time I feel like, I mean, every day I go through spurts of frequent Braxton Hicks contractions. They're not terribly painful. I've had a couple here and there that are kind of painful, but nothing consistent, nothing crazy. I definitely think it's just my body preparing. We're getting close to the end of pregnancy, so I'm not worried about it, but man, it is crazy how many Braxton Hicks contractions I have had. Also, I started getting really tired again the last week and a half or so. Now, my husband is on a military project right now, so he has been gone. That's probably contributed to it because I'm doing everything by myself, which usually I don't have to do because my husband is a fantastic husband and he really does help me a lot when he's home. So just having to do more than I usually have to do by myself, and also being pregnant and now entering the 3rd trimester, I just started getting really sleepy and just pretty bad fatigue. So I hope that it kind of lets up once he comes back and we get into the swing of things again. But at the same time, I know like now that I'm in my 3rd trimester, it's kind of common. Did start taking alfalfa to prepare for birth and to get my blood ready for that. So hopefully that'll also help with the fatigue as well if I start taking alfalfa. I know in other pregnancies I have been anemic at the end. Could be also affecting it if I'm heading down that road. A lot of times I don't get anemic till like 32, 34 weeks. So I don't know if that's it or not. There could be a whole plethora of reasons why I'm exhausted right now. I think I've yawned like 20 times in this video, and I'll probably edit it all out because nobody wants to sit here and look at somebody yawning over and over again. The other thing is shortness of breath. Baby girl is definitely carrying high, and she is like just up in my lungs, I swear, and I can't do much of anything without just like feeling like I'm gasping for air. Even talking, like right now, I feel like I'm kind of gasping for air. I've had a little bit of congestion too, which probably doesn't help. So that as well, just starting to feel like, okay, wow, I can't do some of the things that I was doing. Like, things are getting harder. This is getting harder. I am definitely noticing that. definitely feeling like, okay, I really am in the third trimester. Overall, I do feel pretty good. Everything that is happening, all these symptoms are pretty common, pretty normal symptoms, just kind of what you get when you're pregnant, so I'm not terribly concerned. I did have an appointment yesterday. The fundal height was measured, and I measured 28.5 weeks, and I was 28 weeks exactly, so that's pretty good. The heart rate was 147 beats per minute. We found it super quick and easy. She is head down on my left side but facing towards the right side. So she's not in ideal birth position yet, and that's okay. She has plenty of time to move, but she is head down right now, so that is good. They did take my glucose test yesterday, which I tried to talk them out of because I had actually been with a friend prior to my appointment, and like probably 45 minutes before my appointment, she was like, let's go to Dunkin' Donuts, and normally I'm not a huge donut person, but we went and I had a donut, and then we left there and went to my appointment, and I hadn't even thought about the glucose test, but I was on the way there. I was like, oh no, what if they decide to take my glucose test this week? And sure enough, I get there, can we do your glucose test? So thankfully at my midwife, they don't make me drink the yucky drink that a lot of people have to do to take their glucose test. My first pregnancy, I drank the nasty sugar drink and then waited an hour, and then they see how your body handles it. Praise Jesus, I don't have to do that because I probably would have died. Just took my blood, and that checked my sugars and everything, and shockingly, like after having a donut right before I came, my body processed it really well, and I didn't have any risk at all for gestational diabetes. Everything was good, my levels were normal, and she said that's awesome that your body processed it well. I owned up to what I did and told them that I had just had a donut, and they were like, well, if it comes back today, we'll try it again when you've had like protein right before you come, and that might be more accurate. But actually everything worked out, and I didn't even have to do that, so that was awesome. Next appointment won't be until 32 weeks, so this is my last 4-week stretch of doctor's appointments, and then after that it'll be really frequent. I'm gonna have to go to a lab and get my blood taken sometime soon, like in the next week and a half or so they can just check for the anemia. Now that we are headed towards the end of pregnancy, it's just a blood draw, and they're just gonna check my iron levels, and I'm hoping that they stay up, but if not, then I'll just have to take some other supplements again, which I've had to do in my other pregnancies as well. It's pretty common for me to be anemic towards the end. That is it though, guys. Pretty much it for the last couple weeks. My biggest thing was that my husband left and I got super sick, and we visited family and just had a lot of things going on, so that's why I missed the last one. Please forgive me for that. I'm sorry, but I think I did cover everything this time, and I'm super excited to be in the third trimester. Things are really going to pick up now, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments, and I will see you next time. Bye.